Hey everyone, this is LuckySevenDX. Welcome back to Let's Play Mario and Luigi Dream Team. In the last episode, we learned that Princess Peach has been hiding here with Madame Broken, but now we're going to hide her in a much more secure place from Bowser and Tazma's evil ambitions. We're going to go find a place to hide her in the Dream World, but first, we have some shopping to do. The store has some really good items, and now that we've actually accessed Madame Broken's store, we can actually head back to some other place that sells badges and buy new badges there as well. In fact, it's going to be the remaining badges in the entire game. Every single badge that we're going to need, basically, or every single badge in the game is now available in the shop, so we can buy the last 3, I believe. And from there, well, we'll check out the badges, we'll see what funds we have left. Believe me, we're going to be running pretty much out of money today, which is fine, because that means we'll just have to save up again for all the stuff that's coming in the future. But that's okay. We have pretty much exactly what we need to get everything. We're going to get a lot of good items today. Believe me, a lot of good items. Starting with these badges, the Expert Badge for 2,000, the Gold Badge for 5,000, and the Miracle Badge, which is the newest Luigi badge, the one that has all the special effects. So let's do a quick rundown of all the new effects that we just got from our magical store of magicalness here. This is quite a doozy. These are definitely the strongest effects in the game. They also take the most time to set up, though. Let's start with the new thing, the Miracle Badge here. So, Miracle Bronze, basically just extra lucky hits. Not really that useful, because it's just an extra chance. I'd prefer things that actually give you guaranteed stats. This is the big one. This is definitely the reason the Miracle Badge is going to be really strong at some point. Not really so useful for here, but this is actually really useful for the Battle Ring. Reverts your status... Okay, this actually is mistranslated. It reverts your status to the beginning of the fight, actually, which means you get all your BP back, you get all your HP back, you get all your items back. Essentially, it brings Mario and Luigi back to how they were when they started the battle. It does not bring the enemy back to how it was at the start of the battle. It brings only you back, which basically means it can easily be a giant full heal and item return. So, it's very powerful, and definitely going to be using the Battle Ring. Just trust me, it's very strong. The Gold Badge basically stops time, which basically, I'm not sure exactly what that does. I guess it means that enemies won't do attacks. I'm not sure if it like makes things auto-crit as well. I think it has some other effect. I'm actually as familiar on this one. I'll definitely maybe look it up and maybe add a little annotation thingy here. Produces more coins, good for grinding. Produces more XP, good for grinding later on. And then randomly copies one of the effects of an item in your inventory. It's a free item. Can't really say it's the best thing in the world, but it's a thing. Now let's go ahead and see all the expert effects. Basically, this is it's basically the enhanced version of the starter and master badges. This one refills 80% of your bro's HP and revives KOs and does stats effects. Is definitely the best heal in the game. Obviously, it's gonna take a while to grind those up, though. It's still pretty strong. Oop, I did the wrong thing. Run it again. Okay, this is 160 damage, so massive damage strike. This one, instead of 6 turns of negating attacks, which is, I think, more powerful in the long run, this one just makes it so you just get 3 full turns of being able to get KO'd. I prefer just blocking attacks, especially in hard mode. It's practically the same thing, except for 6 attacks instead of for 3 turns. I prefer, maybe you can dodge attacks. If you just dodge 3 attacks for 3 turns, this is completely wasted. So, I prefer the Guard Master myself. Makes all enemies dizzy. I mean, stats effects are always cool. Gives everyone a 50% chance of dying, or, yeah, basically 50% of all things on the field could just die. Not very useful. It could just kill you instead. And then we've seen this one before. So the other thing is the Gold Badge. Restores 8% of each bro's BP. Always good to have a BP heal. Hits all enemies for 100 damage. I mean, that's going to kill a lot of things. Temporary increases your power, so we could use this to increase our power, which could be useful, theoretically. So there's some perks between that and lowering defense. I think the lowering defense does charge up faster, though. Increases the power of lucky hits. Once again, not really a fan of the lucky hits. And just damages everyone. Yay! So, a nice variety of effects there. The Miracle Silver is definitely the way to go, though. The returning all those things, that's definitely going to be really strong. They're basically the super overpowered effects, honestly. I'm probably not going to use most of them, because they take too long to charge up, and I just prefer the guard thing on hard mode. It just makes more sense to me. But that's all the badges there, so, hey, that was cool and whatnot. Let's actually get back to our adventures in Driftwood Shore. We have to buy some stuff, and then we head on our merry way. It's video's already kind of off to a slow start, but badges take a while to explain. So, we'll see how much of those badge effects actually end up being used, but they're in the inventory now, and I had to buy them eventually. Well, I didn't have to, but I want to buy them eventually. It's okay. So here, we're going to go ahead and grab a few things. I mean, boot-wise, we're actually pretty good to go, like I've mentioned before. Our boots are stronger currently. The hammer, this one's stronger, this one's not. As far as I can tell, we're not going to get a better hammer for quite some time, so it's worth the purchase to get the 18. 18 damage is pretty significant. Fancy wear, because of the stash boost, it's good enough where it's worth the speed and the defense and everything else. The power drop isn't worth it anymore, basically. This will be a replacement for fighter wear, finally. It's not that much of a DPS hit since we get a lot of increased chance for lucky hits. Obviously not replacing anything else, though, but we will be oh wait, I'm getting a second lucky gloves, because as long as I have the fancy wear, it makes sense to give the lucky gloves to Mario as well, so we can get lots of that, and it's only 340 coins, it's not even that bad. Otherwise, we're actually going to buy a couple other, we're actually going to be replacing our guard shell very soon with something from another store that there's actually the one case where the store that you get to access, oh, by the way, it's also worth noting, there's no Pilati here, but the item-wise, if you actually check the items, I don't think I checked, or no, you don't, this one doesn't sell items, so it doesn't sell items, it doesn't have Pilates, it just, actually, one more thing I want to check quickly. What happens, I've never actually wondered, what happens if you press, like, there's that details button, have you ever, like, oh, okay, it just kind of does that. Okay, so you can check out the status, all the different effects, I guess, and compare, but I already know what I have equipped. I'm a smart guy. I'm a smarty. That's what it boils down to. But that's all the shop we have to do. Let's go do some plot finally. Oh my god, that only took forever. Hey, look, there's a pillow up there. We're not going to be able to access that pillow quite yet, though. There's only 3 pillows and only 10 beans on Driftwood Shore, so item-wise, it's not very heavy, actually. Yeah, beaches are hot. That's how beaches are. Your friend is silly. So yeah, we got pretty much everything along the way here. As you can see, we can't really jump high enough to access that pillow, which would be from going up that way, so we're kind of stuck. This is actually the social part of the beach that doesn't have enemies that want to kill us. So, well, yeah. You guys look like you'd be very sinkable. These guys are all just, they're chillaxing, they're getting their tan on. So on and so forth. To Driftwood Shore! These guys are just buried in the sand. Oh my poop, yes. You guys should, the poop joke. Poop jokes are classy humor, right guys? Wow, this guy just literally does not care. So yeah, these guys are literally just buried in sand. Apparently that's how these guys, people are weird. Can't you poop? This is how us poopskis poop it. Gotta bury your poop in the sand. Oh boy. So yeah, we kind of just have a bunch of people chillax on the beach. It's all cool and fine and dandy and whatnot, but obviously not gonna help us with the plot. You all are in the shade. It's a cool little beach. It's a nice little beach, but of course the beach area has more to that. Of course, they don't know this because, well, basically if we look over here, hey, that guy on the left, we know who that guy is. How suspicious. It's Popple, the Shadow Thief. You guys remember him, right? He will be relevant, don't worry. Just one of these days, one of these videos, he's gonna become relevant. I'll just be like, told you guys he's gonna be relevant. Just you wait. It'll happen. I guarantee. I mean, obviously, these characters are here for a reason. Expect for things to happen. So they have never explored past this area because they don't know the meaning of these seahorses. Of course, Popple wanting to just steal something is gonna be very disappointed, and he just leaves. He'll be relevant someday, but today is not that day. Hi, Toad! Hi, Bean! So, yeah, this is the mystery of the beach! How are we ever gonna solve the mystery of this beach? How will we ever? Oh, there's a button over there. Oh, I see. Did no one ever even really attempt to check this? I mean, come on, there's just like, you can see that from there. You could just be like, hey, look at, there's a button. We better climb over this, or just shrink. They know how to shrink people. We learned from people who work on this island how to shrink each other. Yes, it creates a bridge. God, you guys are so, well, then again, what do you expect? They're basically shell versions of Toads. Also, this is a nice introduction, though, game mechanic-wise, to these platforms that move up and down regularly. We're gonna see them all over the beach. Also, I did get a new set of wear. Fancy wear is better, but, just to see what it looks like. Basically doubles defense when you're at low HP. Not worth it, because stash is nice to have. Especially because now it gives Mario a decent stash stat. I mean, Luigi's is now just massive, which means Luigi's gonna crit everything. Whoa, you witnessed history! Whoa! Whoa! It's not like you guys, God. These puzzles aren't even hard. Whatever. We gotta go save the princess. We gotta go find a place to hide her out. And we will do that quite quickly, actually, because after we take care of a few mechanics, we will actually be getting to a spot. Super candies are full. Oh no, we'll also have new enemies to fight, so do not fret, ladies and gentlemen. We do indeed have foes. So this also shows, hey, you have to sometimes activate these blue platforms, and they will then start to go up and down. There's gonna be a lot of basically using the spin jump off of this is basically introduction to elevators. I guess they call them elevators. Not really much of an elevator, but then we have to kind of spin jump off of them and to get to places. It's an interesting beach. It's a very rocky beach. So we're going to have to use these height things to our advantage as we go around this area, and so on and so forth. More attack pieces over there, we'll get to them eventually, but right now we have this button over here to press, this beautiful little button, little button, and like the other button, it will cause this bridge down here to form. So we're going to have a lot of instances where we're going to have to find a button to hit, which will cause these bridges and connect us to different parts. It's basically a set of islands. I mean, it's the sort of beach island section that they always have in a Mario Luigi game. And, oh, I've already checked that thing. That's right, I did that already. Oh well, and as we head down here, well, look at that, that was easy. We, powerful dream aura. I mean, we know shiny things equal Dreampoint, and we wanted to find a Dreampoint to hide Princess Peach in. Well, how convenient, we've already found one. Also, how does Madame Broke know this? This is unexplored territory, technically, isn't it? How did she know this would be here? Then again, you know what? I question this game too much. It's a Mario and Luigi game. Stuff happens. Good thing Starlo can fly and get to the princess really fast. Hope that she doesn't just blatantly die on the way here, because, I mean, she did get exposed for about a minute. That'd be perfect time for Bowser kidnapping, but no, that would be anticlimactic as heck. Don't worry, though, guys. This is still going to be the Driftwood Shore area. There is going to be a Driftwood Shore area and a Dreamy Driftwood Shore area, although this one kind of mixes the two of them a bit more than usual, so, oh, look at that. He's just plain old picking her up. What a gentleman and a scholar. So we'll get our first look at Dreamy Driftwood Shore as we navigate this place, and we'll eventually learn what exactly the plot of this is going to be about. Now, you can see over there that we actually have an attack piece to get. There are attack pieces in Dreamy Driftwood Shore. We're not going to be able to access any of them except for this. I'll explain why once the plot reveals itself a little bit. You'll understand later on. But, very interesting how Driftwood Shore works and Dreamy Driftwood Shore works this time. It feels a little different to me. It's essentially the same, but I don't know. The plot, you'll see how things go. It's a very interesting sort of dream world thing, because we're actually in Dreamy Driftwood. My voice just went blah for a little bit there. Well, we're actually in the official Dreamy Driftwood Shore. I mean, this is where the attack piece is. This is official Dreamy Driftwood Shore. The thing is, we're not gonna be able to get very far in it right now. And by official, I mean, like, it's not like, you know, like the Mega Pillows on Mount Pajama Joe, where, yeah, it's Driftwood Shore, but it's not really, like, the official section of it, like, when the Dream Beats happened. That was the official Dreamy Driftwood Shore, or Dreamy Mount Pajama Joe section, if that makes sense. This is the official section. We're just not gonna be able to do much here for now until we actually do stuff in the real Driftwood Shore. And I'll show you why very soon. So, there's no danger in the area yet, but, they want to take a look around, make sure everything's good, and if ideal, hide them in a more deeper location. So yeah, we learned that basically we've met Dreamy Luigi. She kind of was a little slow on the uptake for that one, but let's find an adequate hiding place for her. Get our first piece for Dreamy Driftwood Shore that we're actually not going to get any more pieces for about 2 or 3 episodes. And that symbol looks a little bit like a certain someone's lips, and that's because there's another story here, and it's run by Madame Broke. And also, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of places that we need to hit blocks to unlock. So you can kind of see this is going to be the central hub of returning back from whence we came. But okay, Dreamy Madame Broke, are you this? I mean, would she be the same Dreamy Madame Broke that we that we massaged? How exactly does that work? It's kind of all like, I mean, I guess that there's separate entities, because there was like Dream Big Massive that we fought, but then there was like a Dreamy one that ran in the store. There's like, dreams are confusing. So As you can see, this one actually sells completely new items. However, most of them are pretty crappy. Glass blue boots, they're really strong. Glass hammer, they're really strong, but they'll break. They could possibly break, and then you won't have them anymore. And that's lame. So, not exactly the best because of that. It's not worth the risk. Hero wear, extremely strong, but it KOs you in 3 turns. Not worth the risk once again. HP Bangle, hey, 28 HP back per turn is always really nice. But the Guard Shell DX negates damage taken 6 times instead of 3. Yes, please. I will take that for sure. So, unfortunately, we're actually, like I said, we're actually now running pretty low on funds. There's some boots, there's definitely some things that I've bought that I can sell, though. The fighter wear, I can definitely sell at least 2 of these. I think this leaves me just a little bit short. The heart boots, I believe, are something that I bought as well. I mean, I'm just trying to sell the stuff that, you know, is store buyable. Because then, you know, it's the best stuff to sell, basically. And I'll keep a couple fighter wares, because there's arguably some use for it. So, I guess I could even sell, like, the other guard shells. But I'm actually good to go for money now at this point. I can just buy the other guard shell, because, hey, you know, it's better than negating the damage 3 times? 6 times, it's a direct upgrade. So, we're even more powerful than we were before. But as you can see, we're pretty much out of money. So, yay! Told you that, like, doing all those grinding and all those side quests was actually worth in the long run. We actually needed the money to get, I mean, we'd be able to, we're gonna be coming back here. This is the official Dreamy, I mean, like I said, this is the store. You only usually get access to the store as well when you're in the official, like, plot relevant section. And we are. It's just that we have to do a lot in the real world first. It kind of gives you access to the Dreamy part of the area before you really get to do the real world part of the area, which is a bit new and exciting. So, we've actually reached the end of the dream. For now, so there doesn't seem like there's really anywhere we can go. Not a very deep dream point to explore, and thus maybe not the safest place for Princess Peach, but there is one little thing. There's this little thing. Little thing blowing bubbles. What could this possibly be? Is it a new Luigi work? What is it? What's going on here? It's a doodad! It's a thingamajig! It's a schliggerbadurbadarg. I don't know, I figured I'd make up my own word. It's just as weird as thingamajig. Tug! 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 It's definitely not alive, and probably this is real. Oh, I have to button mash A. I should probably be button mashing A instead of pressing it once. I was too busy making jokes and being a wisecracker. It's a seahorse! It's a springy seahorse! It's a spring horse. Actually, it's a sea dring. Actually, so it's not a spring horse, it's a sea spring, or sea dring as they call it. Get it? Because it's like a seahorse spring? Yeah, it's... Yay for Nintendo's English translation department making funny puns. I'm sure, you know, it's like that in Japan too. It's probably something just as crazy. And in every other language, they tend to make the puns pretty crazy anywhere you go. It's a dream genie? Well, that was unexpected. His name's Cedric. Really? Really? But that does explain all the seahorse statues we saw everywhere. I guess the pillow culture kind of had some sort of, you know, worshipping of them, or there's obviously some sort of relevance. They're obviously very important to dream world culture, these dream genies. So they want to hide the princess here, but it's not very roomy so far, and it's not very deep. And thus, maybe not the safest. We want to get her nice and deep and snug in a dream point so she can be extra safe. Also, I love how she always leaves us behind and then just kind of is like, I actually wanted to follow you all along, because they won't have you, like, have Princess Peach in the party for any length of time. But anyway, funny, just funny little game things. So yeah, as Dreambird says, it's a little bit close to the dream portal of the real world. Is there no way to go deeper? Well, maybe. As of right now, it isn't. This is as deep as the dream is. It's a very shallow dream, I suppose. But a dream egg can expand the dream world. Don't ask me how that works. Apparently, if you have a dream egg, you get bigger dreams. Sure. So, and apparently they're conveniently laid by these dream genies, these sea drings. So, go ahead, poop out an egg, buddy. Do us all a favor. Oh, well, 6 months probably won't save the princess. I'm pretty sure Bowser will take over the world in 6 months. So, not quite our best option. But there is another option. He has some brothers. Or, well, family. Not just brothers, even though they said that. So, basically, we're to find other dream points. There's more than one dream point on Driftwood Shore. We have to find these other dream points and get the dream eggs from there. So that's why, even though this is the main part, we're going to be expanding this part of the dream world. This is our official Dreamy Driftwood Shore. But first, we actually need to make this dream. We need to go into the real world, find the dream points, collect the dream eggs, and we need to use those to expand this dream. And only then can we explore, get the attack pieces, hide the princess, complete Driftwood Shore. So it's a bit different than before. We're actually kind of creating this dream, which is kind of cool. So also Seaberry, Seatoon, and Seabell, really. Also Dreambird's I love Dreambird's pissed off animation. It's adorable. So of course his family is a little bit strange. We need 3 dream eggs. For that we can make the dream nice and big and deep. Don't take that out of context. And yeah, his family is a little kooky though. We're in for certainly one of those quirky Mario and Luigi adventures, that's for sure. So, I mean, Princess Peach is pretty safe here for now. We can leave her here as we go expand the dream world and give her a nice, good hiding spot. And that is going to be our goal for the next several episodes, guys, is finding these dream eggs and bringing them here. And actually, you might even be able to, once you get a dream, I mean, you need 3 dream eggs to complete this area. I'm not even sure if you get a dream egg, you could even possibly come back here and start this area. I'm not sure if that's actually possible or not. You might need to get all 3. We're going to need to get all 3 anyway. There's no point in continuing to expand this area until we have all 3, because we need to go as deep as possible. We have to go deeper. Inception noise. Brrr. It's like the most deepest, bassiest tone ever. But yeah, we need to basically expand the dream world, and that's going to be our goal. And looking at the clock, that might be a goal that we accomplish in the next episode, ladies and gentlemen. Because it has been 21 minutes, and hey, may as well keep this one decently short for once. And we're actually, as you can see, we have new enemies to fight. So let's get to fighting the new enemies in a new episode. Call this one a little bit short this time, make the next a little bit longer. So we have to find Seaberry, Seabell, and Seabungaloo. I don't remember what the other guy's name is. And lots of Seahorse puns. It's a thing. In the next episode, we're gonna be doing that, getting the dream eggs, expanding the Dreamy Driftwood Shore, and going from there. So let's go find some. And by the way, do note the fact that these dream points are tubes with arrows on them. That will, of course, be relevant at some point. So keep that in mind for the future. This is LuckySevenDX signing out. See you guys in the next episode for more Mario and Luigi Dream Team. Bye-bye.